And then go ahead and say that again. So, good morning, everybody. My name's Dick Hyde, chairperson for another month or so. And I'd like to do is make sure everybody signs in. And then let's go ahead and start the introductions over there with special kids, special families.
I'm David Prudhomme. Can everybody, when you're talking, push that button that looks like a face with sound coming out of it.
I'm David Prudhomme, and I'm the transportation manager at Special Kids, Special Families.
Sharon Brown, City of Fountain.
Jolene Houseman, Executive Director of Pound Valley Senior Center.
Victoria Solster, Transportation Supervisor with Silver Key.
Andrew Smith, Transportation Manager, Discover Goodwill.
Keenan Gilcrease, Transportation Supervisor at Discover Goodwill.
Brian Champion, Program Coordinator, Mountain Metro Transit.
Jacob Matson, Mountain Metro Transit. I'm the ADA Paratransit Coordinator.
Joe Urban, Area Agency on Aging.
Good.
You want to go back there, too?
Jessica Bechtel, PPACG.
Jenny Lyons, PPACG.
And we'll start with our esteemed guests over there. Go ahead. Well, good morning, everybody.
There's two more hiding behind the post there.
The post, I'm sorry.
Diana Van Auken, Program Manager, Larry Cicero, Silver Key Transportation.
Is that the last one?
No, one more.
Okay. Are we good, Joe?
We're good.
Good morning,
you got it
everybody.
covered.
Thank you for coming. And I don't think we have to worry about a quorum today, do we? We don't have any voting today.
We have no action items today.
Yeah, so no action items. The quorum is there. So take a look at the agenda. Is any motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Aye. All right. Any public comments of the driver's nominations for later on? And the next thing on the agenda is very important to me is the 2019 officer nominations. We have. I'd like to put Miley Gray's name on the floor to be chairperson for next year. Anybody else have anything to add to that?
We have to vote on each one separately, or can we do it as a slate?
I might talk a little bit about the process.
Yeah.
All we're doing today is putting these nominations forward.
Right.
This, like many other committees, is kind of unique in that we put the nominations forward today. We have to have a 30-day notice, and then in the January meeting, which is well over 30 days, we will vote, and those persons will immediately assume their responsibilities.
All right.
And we do have someone who has put their name forward for the chair, but we also would accept nominations, I think, from the floor for one of the vice chairs.
Right.
Dick has agreed graciously to stay on as one of the vice chairs if we had somebody that would be willing to serve in that other vice chair position. It's a pretty low maintenance job, if you're asking.
Which is exactly my style. So is there any other nominations for chairperson from the board here? First vice chair? Besides myself.
Okay. So you're nominating yourself.
Or you can, is that permissible?
Actually, if you're staying on, I don't even think you need.
Okay, yeah, so it'll be staying on. So that,
That'll be.
yeah.
That'll work.
Good morning. I don't bite much. Come on over, sit next to me. Any other nominations from the floor? We'll go with that. Doesn't sound like there's too much reason to have a vote in 2 months, is there?
It'll be quick.
It'll be quick. So anybody have any training or information sharing or coordination opportunities they'd like to share with the rest of the committee? Yes, ma'am.
On behalf of Teller County, we are working.
Lisa, put your microphone on. Okay. Press the button in the middle. There you go.
On behalf of Teller County, Cripple Creek Transportation, Teller Senior Coalition,
and Invita are working together as a collaboration. Right now, what we're working on is we have our transportation manager, Diana Van Aken, which is back here, and she's been working diligently. She's been with us since May and has been working diligently on our fixed bus route. Our fixed bus route is the only public transportation in Woodland Park, and on Wednesdays, Cripple Creek Transportation brings residents, general public, to Woodland Park. We then provide the transportation on a fixed bus route throughout Woodland Park. The fixed bus route has been in place for a couple years now, but when evaluating it, Diana took a hard look at it, and where we're picking up, well, the way that it was going is we pick up the clients from Cripple Creek at the library, but now we are looking at and extending it as actually we're going to go to different apartment complexes and housing developments in order to get more riders. So we are in the process of working on that, and you will start to see a collaborative logo between Cripple Creek and Teller Senior Coalition, with a possibility of Invita as basically Teller transportation, looking at that. So we're really trying to increase.
That's wonderful news. The question is what do you envision the percentage of your ridership increasing with these changes?
I would like to see a 25% within the next year.
That's a nice jump.
That might be a lofty goal, but I don't know. Diana, what do you think, and Tanya?
Yeah, I think at least that.
Okay, so looking at that, so it's going to really help.
And when do you anticipate implementing these changes?
Are we there yet, or we're
We're going to be running it through in December, so
So
December 5th, and then beginning of January will be the full development.
I'm anxious to hear how it works out for you guys.
Absolutely. So you can then pass the word, and we will be getting literature out once we flesh everything out.
Right.
So,
Congratulations.
and thank you. And the ultimate goal is we spoke with Gail to meet Invita in Green Mountain Falls and bring clients to the Springs,
Oh, okay.
residents,
Yeah.
citizens to the Springs.
That's your transfer points somewhere in Green Mountain Falls.
We're looking at they have a bus stop. I can't explain exactly the location of the bus stop, but there's an actual bus stop there. So, if that comes to fruition, when it comes to fruition, let me put it out there, we will be able to connect the dots and get it through. And it's something that they've been talking about for years. So, so we will let you know as soon as things proceed. Thank you.
Okay, good. Anybody else?
I wanted to just briefly remind folks that this Friday, I believe it's 9 o'clock, we'll be doing our annual coordination meeting. And for those of you that don't know what that is, as folks put in capital requests for faster funds, we get together as a community region, and we kind of prioritize those requests. We find out whose buses are in the worst shape, basically, is the simple way to put it, and prioritize those as here is the highest need versus here is the lowest need out of those requests. And then we all sign that and send it up to the state, and they love it at state transit because it makes their job so much easier in terms of gauging where the actual need is when we actually get together and agree on it. So 9 o'clock on Friday morning, and I think anybody that should be involved in that, I think, has been notified.
How much money are we talking about, Joe?
I don't know what the allocation is this year. Does anybody that made an application know? Victoria, do you have any idea? I don't know what the total allocation is.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck at the state level.
Yeah, and most of those requests I'm assuming, have already been turned in or close to being turned in.
Yeah.
And this is more I don't want to call it a formality because it's important. I know the state appreciates that we do it. I know also that we are one of the few that does do it.
Yeah, the nice thing about it is you have the locals figuring out your priority versus somebody in a.
Exactly.
office building
You don't have
in
somebody
Denver.
sitting in an office reading an application in an abstract format, and we give them a little bit better framework to work out of.
That's good. Anybody else? Let's see, the next thing, we'll go to number 6, action item for next MCC meeting. Obviously, the appointment of officers would be number 1 action there. Anybody else have anything? Nope, that's it. Well, next thing, let's get together, and we got a bunch of drivers here to recognize. So, drivers, what we'd like to do is Joe will introduce, bring you on up, and we'll meet underneath the Pikes Peak sign and get your certificate, and Joe will read their nominating.
I'm going to read the nominations.
Nominations, and if you're the supervisor and wish to say a short couple things about the driver, we welcome you to do that. And a photographer is?
Right behind you.
Oh, okay. So I would encourage anybody, in case you have nothing nice to say about the driver, I would turn off your microphones. Doubt that. Of course, if it's nice, I want everybody to know it. Okay, so who is that?
This is one of my favorite meetings of the year with this group, is the opportunity to recognize drivers that have done a good job. We spend far too much of our time talking about funding and routes and all the minutia of transportation, when in reality the most important part of transportation is the person who's behind the wheel and greeting that person when they get on and helping them get off and all the other things that combine with that. So what I'd like to do is kind of read these nominations. They're very well written. If you can come up, Dick will present you with your certificate, and we'll snap a picture too. We'd love to have, if your supervisor's here that made this nomination, we'd love to have them involved in this as well. The first person that I want to talk about is from Teller Senior Coalition. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this name right. Tanya? Okay, come on up. And this nomination comes from Diana Van Auken. I am nominating Tanya Alday, Transportation Administrative Assistant, Dispatcher, and Driver. Tanya has been with the Teller Senior Coalition since September of 17. Tanya handles clients for transportation with great customer service skills. She's extremely creative in scheduling to assure that the clients are transported to their essential services. She completes billing, reporting, and drives clients whenever needed. Tanya has a great working relationship with the staff and the management. She has a creative mind and recommends great ways to improve our services. She is always willing to go the extra mile, and we appreciate her work ethic, her customer service, and her friendly personality. We're very lucky to have her on our team. Tanya Alday. Next person is Kia Ebeling. You can jump in there. Jump in if you want to. This nomination is from Rose McCormick. It is my great pleasure to nominate Kia Ebeling for the MCC Driver Recognition for Fountain Municipal Transit. She's been with the City of Fountain Municipal Transit Department since November of 2016. Kia has been a great asset to the Transit Department. She works off her scheduled hours for events such as Community Night in the Park, and the City is proud to nominate Kia Ebeling for the 2018 MCC Driver Recognition Certificate.
And Todd from the City of Fountain couldn't make it, but he had some words as well. Kia actually started with the City of Fountain in September 2013. She resigned in 2016, but then rejoined in November of 2016. She is a valuable asset to Fountain Municipal Transit. Kia is not just a driver. She's cross-trained in dispatching as well. She also has practical knowledge of our partner, the Fountain Valley Senior Center. She was employed as a driver prior to joining the city. Kia is upbeat and a team player, always willing to do her part and go above and beyond. Her cheerful demeanor and contagious smile is embracing. Kia's positive outlook of life not only inspires our team, but our riders as well. Kia, thank you for your loyal support and all that you do.
Irene Blair. Is Irene here? Come on up. And I'm not exactly sure who this nomination came from, but it's a good one. I'm going to read it. Irene Blair, on behalf of the Fountain Valley Senior Center Transportation Department, we see the effort that you put into your job, and we assure you that your efforts are appreciated. We also know that sometimes in the hustle and bustle of the day, we may not show our appreciation as effectively as we might. Numbers can be boring, but Irene's numbers are impressive. She has driven 51,000 miles, making 8,300 fun-filled trips with our seniors. The last couple of years, Irene has been driving subscription rides to the center. When Irene is not working, other drivers must take her route. The driver filling in often hears from the 14 passengers saying, "Irene doesn't do it that way." People are and will always be our greatest asset. Your abilities and contributions are an important key to the success of our entire operation. Take a moment to reflect upon your accomplishments and take pride in knowing that you're an important member of our team. Congratulations.
I would just like to add, too, I'm relatively new at the Senior Center, and Irene goes above and beyond on a daily basis. Her van is like the one that's herding cats on a daily basis, and she does an outstanding job. And then not only does she drive, if she's short on passengers that day, she serves our meals, cleans up after the seniors, knows all of them, their names, their kids, and just has a personal relationship with each one of her passengers.
Thank you. Keenan, to the front, please. Andrew, go ahead and go up there. Jump in that picture. Great, thanks. This comes from Andrew Smith, who happens to be standing next to him. I'd like to nominate Keenan Gilchrist as one of our rehab transportation drivers. He works nonstop and always puts the needs of our team as a high priority. He is mission-driven and wonderful to our clients and coworkers, one of our greatest assets indeed. Larry. This nomination comes from Victoria Salser. We would like to recognize our driver, Larry Sislow. In order to transport our clients, it is necessary that a driver be willing to be responsible for their welfare as well as their safety. Larry does that and so much more. Ask anyone who rides with Larry, and they will tell you that he goes beyond the call of duty. He makes sure their trip with Silver Key fulfills their expectations and is done in an efficient manner with client safety foremost on the agenda. Any agency that has Larry would be proud to have him, as we are. Larry Sislow. You want to say anything? Oh, okay.
I'd just like to say, as one of his supervisors, that sometimes I fill in when Larry's not around, and much like they said about somebody else, when you do that, the people tell you, no, that's not the way Larry does it. Which means he's either very organized or he's a ruthless dictator. But you never hear a bad word about Larry. He does an excellent job. So thank you, Larry.
Super, thank you.
Hey, Joe, may I make a comment? Larry? I just wanted to say that I had an opportunity to ride in your bus for a couple hours, and really you're an excellent operator. And I could tell from the way you interact with your customers, and they really appreciated your help. And a couple times you went well above, I think, what you were paid to do as a driver, but the customer really benefit from it. So, yeah, thanks for the help in the community.
Jeffrey Anderson. This nomination came from Tim Van Zalen, Metro Mobility Manager. We nominate operator Jeffrey Anderson to be recognized for his outstanding service to our community. Jeffrey has only been driving with Metro Mobility since April, but has already distinguished himself by receiving 3 commendations from the clients he serves. Jeffrey has mentioned on a number of occasions how his work with Metro Mobility has brought back his humanity after working years in a factory setting. His compassion, humility, concern for safety, and willingness to go the extra mile has made Jeffrey a model operator for both National Express Transit and Metro Mobility. You want to add anything? We got 2 more. We have a certificate here. We don't have a nomination, so I don't know if you want to say anything about Mr. Joe. Is it Cano or Cano? Cano. From Special Children, Special Families. Special Kids, Special Families, sorry. Yes, sir. That mic should be on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Anybody want to tell us a little bit about why you nominated Joe?
Absolutely.
Can you step over the microphone so I can hear this? Thank you.
Well, as you can see, Joe struggled to get in here a little bit. He hurt his knee, but he still comes to work every day. His attendance is perfect. The clients look forward to seeing him when he comes, and some of them are very difficult to deal with, and he has incredible patience. Thanks, Joe.
I wanted to say, too, he has such a compassion for the people we serve. We have a number of people who are medically fragile, and Joe just is very kind and caring and gentle with people.
The last one's a little trickier because the presenter gets presented too. From Community Intersections, they nominated Mr. Dick Hyde as their driver this year. I'm going to read this nomination, which came from Terry Holmes, Executive Director of Community Intersections. Community Intersections would like to recognize Dick Hyde. Thank you. CI Transportation Program Manager. Dick is a dedicated employee that safely transports individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities to their work and volunteer sites. He trains other bus drivers to ensure the riders safety, and manages the vehicle maintenance. That's two big jobs. This is just a snapshot of all that Dick does to support the individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Community Intersections is very fortunate and grateful to employ such an outstanding person with great character. Thank you for recognizing Dick and all that he has accomplished for this community.
Well, I think that completes everything except for making that table empty over there. I think would be a good idea to do that. So can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting, please?
So moved.
Second? So adjourned, and everybody have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year.
Thanks, folks, for coming. No December meeting. Don't show up here on the fourth Tuesday in December.